One of my favorite things to do is find obscure movies, obscure TV shows that are critically acclaimed. And I love looking for just these little random things that are like, what is this? You know? Have you heard of Under the Banner of Heaven?
A woman and her 15-month-old child were murdered in their home. We aren't a community that usually locks its doors. The evidence points to things and to beliefs that I have only ever heard whisperings about.
I don't go digging in the past. And neither should you.
No.
Yes. All right. Let me bring this up.
It sounds like a fantasy or like a, I don't know, historical drama or something.
So Under the Banner of Heaven is a miniseries, also produced by FX, which I did not know that. This is from 2022.
So this is pretty new.
Oh, this is brand new.
Okay.
It is actually based on a true story. So it is like a biographical miniseries drama.
Okay.
It is a drama. It's a murder mystery. Listen to this cast. Andrew Garfield is the main character.
Okay.
Sam Worthington is one of the main characters.
Oh, wow.
From fucking Avatar.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything since like Avatar. Seriously, like his career was about to explode after Avatar, and then you look at his filmography, he did like nothing from like 2010 till like 2018. Like there was like a big pause where like his career just never took off because they waited too long to do another Avatar movie, and then none of the other things that the projects they made around him, like Clash of the Titans and Terminator Salvation, none of those were all flops.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's Sam Worthington. Wyatt Russell, who is Kurt Russell's son.
Oh shit. Okay.
Do you know about this? Wyatt Russell is Kurt Russell's son.
I didn't know that.
Okay, let me show you what he looks like, and then you might be like, "Oh, I've seen this guy." Have you seen this guy in other? He's popping up in all kinds of
He
movies.
looks like Kurt Russell.
He's starting to pop up in movies and TV shows now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen his face many times now where I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I just realized he's in like his filmography.
Hardly anything.
Yeah, but he's getting very big. And then I realized recently that it's actually Kurt Russell's son. Rory Culkin is in this. I know you love Succession.
I do.
And you
love
like
Succession.
Kieran Culkin.
Yep.
Did you know there was another Culkin brother?
I didn't know that there was another one that was acting.
Rory Culkin, who he's not in a lot of stuff. He's kind of a weird looking guy. He doesn't have the cutesy face that his brothers do.
Yeah. There's so many Culkins.
He's actually the little boy.
Shane, Dakota, Macaulay, Kieran, Quinn, and Christian.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. Yeah. Rory Culkin is the little boy in Signs that has the asthma.
Oh shit.
It's that kid.
Okay.
Yeah. He was also a child actor because their father was a monster like Joe Jackson and just forced them all into entertainment.
Forced them into entertainment.
So Rory Culkin is in this. The cast is phenomenal. The acting is phenomenal. It is a really interesting, engaging story. So I don't know exactly when it takes place. I don't think it was a period piece. I think it's supposed to be like the 2000s, but it might have been like the 90s or something. Like it's not super old. It is a murder mystery. So Andrew Garfield is the main character. He is a detective trying to solve a murder in this small religious community. It is an LDS. You know what that means?
Latter-day Saints.
Yes, you do know what that means. It is an LDS / if you want to call it Mormon community. So there's a murder.
So this is in like Utah or whatever, probably.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's in that area. It might actually be Utah. I don't remember 100%, but it's like one of the more prominent areas where there's an LDS community.
Yeah.
And one of the flock gets brutally murdered. A woman and her child.
And the child.
Are brutally slain. And that's how the show starts. And then,
so this is like, sounds like True Detective, but in like a Mormon community.
Yes. That's basically the show. It's
this sounds awesome.
It's like True Detective, and every episode's slow roll. So
such a tight-knit religious community would be
shaken with such a thing,
but also hard to penetrate if you're looking for the truth, because like, you know what I mean?
So what the show does brilliantly is it simultaneously like obviously whoever wrote this really respected that religion and that group. because it simultaneously respects them and pays the respect to it, but also criticizes them where necessary.
Okay.
So it comes from, like, it doesn't feel like it's shitting on that religion. It's very, like, neutral in that regard. But there are elements of that church that bear being criticized, and they don't pull their punches on that shit. So what happens is, as Andrew Garfield is carrying out his...
Is he an outsider? Is he...
No, he's an LDS.
Oh, he is an LDS.
He's an LDS, him and his family. As he's slowly trying to solve this mystery and gets closer to the Mormon community, like the LDS community, because the murder surrounds this one particularly prominent family in the LDS community. That's like this very powerful, wealthy family that like had a huge like compound, and that's the matriarch, like the main son of that family is Sam Worthington, and Wyatt Russell and Rory Culkin are like his like younger brothers.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, and they're
the patriarch.
Well, they have an overbearing father that's like just this complete fucking monster. And he's I can't remember the actor's name. He's an interesting actor. I'm not seeing him on the IMDb here, but he's a foreign actor who was, I would say, most prominently from Hell on Wheels, which you never watched.
I've never watched Hell on Wheels.
He was one of the main antagonists in that. I've seen him pop up in a few other things. He's a phenomenal actor, and he is like, he delivers this menacing, like haunting performance as like the patriarch of the family. And like there's tension between him and his like head son, and then there's tension between the two sons of like who should be the one to lead the flock. And the way the show plays out is we're with Andrew Garfield, we're at the current time, and then anytime it shows the family, it's mostly flashbacks.
Oh, interesting.
So you're seeing how things played out with them. And they slowly reveal the drama and conflict within this family in the LDS community.
Yeah.
While Andrew Garfield's getting closer, he is trying to solve what's going on now, and they slow roll it, and he actually gets pushback from his own church to not pry into other LDS members. Andrew Garfield himself actually starts having, he has a crisis of faith, and he actually starts questioning the LDS because he learns things about the Mormon faith that he didn't even know, like about their dark history. And the show is very informative. So I learned a lot of things about that faith and that like belief, that religion that I didn't know. And they get into like, have you ever heard of, so there's LDS. Have you heard of FLDS?
No. Yeah.
So that is Fundamental Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
And that is actually
fundamentalism.
Yeah. So that is actually a big division in that community, to the point where a lot of LDS people look down on FLDS people and vice versa, because so basically it's to broad stroke it. And this is very like, give me a grain of salt here with what I'm saying, but fundamentalists are the polygamists and LDS is not.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
The fundamentalists are like, they call them fundies in the show.
Yeah.
They're the ones that like have the heinous laws that like are original, like Brigham Young fucking doctrine that was like, it had a lot of fucked up shit in it. And then current LDS is like, okay, we actually need to function in society, so we need to like alter our beliefs a bit here and like our doctrine.
Yeah.
It's just very well made. I think it's a mini series. I don't know how many episodes. It's seven episodes. Every episode's like an hour, I think. I think it goes a little too long personally. I think it could have wrapped up with probably 6 episodes. It would be a little tighter. So I think it drags a little bit. But it is definitely a masterclass in acting, and I highly recommend it.
That sounds very fascinating.
Good.
Yeah.
Just give it a watch. It's just a fun little,
And
thing.
it's only 8 episodes, so it's not like a huge commitment.
There's no new season coming or any shit like that. It's just a very entertaining watch. It's just very well acted.
So it just wraps up after the 8.
Yeah, and it's based on a true story. Like it's an actual thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot you said that. Yeah,
you find out exactly. They slow roll the mystery, and you find out how this family breaks apart, and then like the consequences of that, and it gets dark. That's all I'll say.
It sounds really good. I'll probably check that out.
Yeah, absolutely give it a watch. Yeah, Under the Banner of Heaven. There you go.